How's my mic? Is it wigging out?
Whoa.
Oh, yep. There's some wig in there.
Oh
Is it
shit, did
fuzzy?
you not right there, no.
Did I what?
Did you add icons to my shit?
Yes.
Neat.
Hello?
Hello. Hi, Jeremy.
Sounds good.
So you're not getting anything abnormal on your end?
I mean,
Nope.
it's a little fuzzy, but it's not bad.
Yeah, it's
Fuck.
like it's not the fuzzy that we were getting earlier. It's just like oh hey, there's a little bit of wind in his background noise. It's whatever.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as intrusive as it was when you joined the call.
Fuck!
Is something have you been trying to fix this issue for a while?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I may have to switch to my phone.
Alrighty then. Just checking. Is our audio all right on the stream?
I haven't checked yet.
Okay, I'll make sure that I have all the spoilery stuff closed then.
Um well, if it actually lets me, there it is.
Okay.
Audio sounds good.
That's good.
Yeah, now it's like there's sound coming in from all angles.
Okay, yep, stream audio is good now.
All right. Hell yeah. Let's hope that I have it set up the same way when we actually get into the game.
Let's hope.
I just realized I'm missing one of the tokens. Oopsies. I can just reuse one of Clover's probably. Uh Let me just reuse one of the culties. Yeah, I'll probably just reuse one of the culties.
The icon that you chose for Whales from the Grave, it just looks like the Call of Duty Ghosts logo.
I have never played a Call of Duty game in my life, so that's entirely coincidental.
I've only played a few because I don't know.
Where's the ghost horse that I put in here? There you are. Actually, wait, the character doesn't have that anymore. It's whatever. It makes sense to put him in.
The
What's up?
No, just Twitch decides, hey, the title is going to be at the top instead of where it usually is. Which, by the
Oh.
way, the game, at least to me, it's set to satisfactory and still has the last title.
Oh, that's weird. Let me fix that.
Yeah, I just refreshed and it's still there. And timer's at 0.
Okay, refresh again because the stream should be
Yeah, it
set.
updated.
Okay. Yeah, I just didn't press done.
Oh,
All right. So, some background information for what this stream is all about. So this is a side story that does not take place within the canon of our story. That means that make sure that if you use a resource, keep track of what it was before, because we're going to be resetting our resources back to what they were at the start if you end up spending them.
okay. Give me. Never mind. I'll just make a note real quick.
Yeah, it's just to make a
on my
note when
desktop.
you yeah, make a note if you do use a resource. Speaking of notes, you will likely want to take notes in this game. Um, there are uh, there are some things that you will want to remember throughout. What are the other things that I put in the document? No, hold on. Uncanonical. Uh, So basically, the primer that I have for this is it wasn't easy getting tickets to ride this train. It was so difficult, in fact, that you had to fake your identities in order to make your attendance believable. You're lucky that security don't know what Sheriff Jesse Clifton and his deputy Butch Maverick look like. Essentially, you guys have secured seats on this expensive train uh, under some aliases, aliases, whatever, um,
Alias.
aliases, and uh, and you now have sort of a bit of free time to yourselves to uh, go around, sort of explore the train, uh, like you explore the
We're
train,
not
talk
dragged
together.
into that scene.
Huh? Oh yeah.
Whoa, moving parts.
Yeah, yeah. So you guys now have some time to explore the train, sort of take a load off. Now that the difficult part of securing passage here is, I haven't decided why you guys are taking this train. Uh, but where do you guys think your destination is?
Mm.
Dude, I don't know.
Let's make something up. Elaborate. Is there
I
something
didn't
that
even
you're
know
trying to...
trains existed in this universe.
They do now. They're an invention from Emerald. Steam locomotives using boilers to power pistons and whatnot.
How about bronze hold?
Bronzehold. What's going on in Bronzehold?
Eh, it's just a good place to get some black market goods.
Interesting. Anything particular catch your eye, Jeremy?
Eh, let's just say some relics might shed some information on his past, or rather, the mask's past.
All right, all right.
Of course, this is just a rumor, so taking a gamble here.
Definitely. All right. So, you guys have secured passage onto this train, and this is the first time that you guys sort of have time to like stretch your legs and uh, whatever.
Stretch our legs, right? You do know how big I am, right?
Oh yeah, speaking of Jeremy, uh, for some strange reason, Asmodai, you can hear both Jeremy and the mask right now.
Oh, great. Well, so far Jeremy hasn't spoken yet, so
Wait,
Yeah.
you can hear me? Ah, great. Now we both get to be annoyed.
surprisingly, I'd prefer to talk to Jeremy compared to you, Mask. So,
Yeah, good luck with that.
I'm just gonna check on Yuriko real quick. You enjoy this.
You know, you could
Yuriko,
stand to be nice, and you could stand to shut up, but here we are.
Yuriko, how are things doing?
You check on Yuriko, and she is just passed out. Uh, Nisako explains, uh, she was up late last night studying, and she's going to need a minute.
Nah, I get it. Well, best place to get some sleep after all. You, watch over
She nods.
her. Right, well, Yuriko's asleep.
And you think I care?
Is that Mask speaking?
Uh, it sounds gruff, so yes.
Okay, okay. I was just double checking. I'm not used to you doing Mask too.
Trust me, this is a odd experience for me as well. But needs must.
Yeah.
Use uh maybe this might be a good exercise for like differentiating the two in terms of the way that they speak.
Eh,
Anyway,
Uh,
once you get back settled into your room, you hear a door slam from sort of the front of the carriage. And this woman comes walking down the hall, just like muttering to himself, I can't believe that guy. Fuck.
uh, um, well, that's interesting.
to you, maybe. I don't give a shit.
I get the impression that you don't care about anything other than yourself. So, Jeremy, what do you think?
Uh, I think she looked pretty bothered, but if you're looking for deeper insight, I'm sorry, I'm just as in the dark as you.
Huh. Well, I'm gonna see what that's about.
Yeah, you're probably a better discussion considering I might make her panic. Ah,
That
come on, I really want to see that. You would.
you two enjoy that conversation.
Thanks, we won't.
As she's sort of storming off in this direction, she like opens the door to the back of the carriage here.
Excuse me, miss, is everything alright?
Yeah, the fucking train conductor's late for his shift. I was supposed to be off 10 minutes ago. And after he was micromanaging my ass all day.
Is he usually late?
Well, not always, but takes his time he takes his time often enough.
Uh, so it's not really out of the ordinary.
Yeah, neither is me going to kick his ass.
You enjoy that.
Hey, if you see a large rip in the seats, it wasn't me. Yes, it was. I saw it. Hey, don't pin this on me. You're the one in control of the body right now. But you're the asshole. Technically, it's your strength you gave me, so in a way, it's your fault.
Those two need a fucking vacation from each other sometime. I'm just gonna, like, trail behind her just at a distance.
What's all this racket out here?
Oh,
You see
just,
you see this guy that looks to be like a university student or something. He has this owl familiar on his shoulder, and he appears to be in the middle of reading some sort of book on the table in between the seats.
apologies if there was any loud noises or anything. Is just train conductor came by and just seemed a little annoyed about some shift change.
Well, if you see her again, tell her to keep it down. And he slams the door.
Well, you're a very bright sunshine. Well, I messed that up.
It's all sunshine and
That's,
rainbows with him.
yep. Yep, and I'm just gonna trail behind.
Okay. Uh, you notice that she's already left, like, she's been leaving doors open as she goes. In this room, I didn't have enough time to fill out the seats with commoners, and it looks really awkward with the way that the seats are aligned. Uh, I aligned the map incorrectly, but it's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
There's uh there's this one person of interest here. Uh, she seems to be she seems to have these like blue butterflies uh sort of hovering around her, and one of them's like in her hair and one of them's on her finger, and she seems to be just sort of studying it intently.
Just gonna walk on by. Ma'am. Boop.
In this carriage, there's sort of the cargo hold. So a lot of the check luggage and stuff uh is in here. There's a couple horses. There's the one phantom steed uh that I believe is Yuriko's, or it's someone else's. I don't remember if she summoned one yet. Um
Yuriko has a fucking phantom horse? What?
yeah, it's a spell that she can cast as a ritual.
Okay.
Sorry, I was originally intending to have this be someone else's. But then I decided they wouldn't be a high enough level to cast it. Anyway, so there's the horse, and then there's like some other boxes and whatever over here.
Oh, still nothing of importance, so.
Yeah, and then sorry, this one. Uh, you see, this lady who was the one who stormed off. Well, you first hear her yell, "What the?" As you see what looks to be the train conductor and a lot of the ground sort of around the area is completely scorched. I I didn't this wasn't me.
Oh, well, this is a difficult situation. What happened?
I came through the door and I came to I came to chew out the conductor. But then as soon as he turned around, there was just this bright orange flame. It's like someone had cast burning hands. But no one here's in the but no one here is in the room who can cast it, aside from, well, me, but I didn't do it.
You stay here for a minute. I'm gonna get Jeremy. Woo. And I'm just fucking sprinting along. Boop, 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 boop. Jeremy? You might
Did you
want to
bring
come
back
with.
did you bring back some of those tea biscuits? You can't eat, idiot.
No, but there's something going on.
Oh, real descriptive.
Well, alright, want more description? Murder. Let's go.
Oh, I get to kill something? Awesome.
No, something's dead.
And I didn't do it? That's weird. Did you start sleepwalking? Every time you open your mouth.
So when you get back to this room, you actually see uh she's over here, just sort of like stomping on something.
And what do you think you're doing?
She says, "There's a fucking spider here. It creeped me out."
Should I squish it?
I mean, being more Be my guest, but it's already. Wait a second. Where the hell did it go?
Wait, real quick. You could hear him?
Can you not?
Usually, a lot of people, other than me and Yuriko, we were the only people who could hear him.
Maybe it's the train doing this. You think it's got some sort of enchantment or something? Okay, you're grasping at straws here now. Hey, there's gotta be some reason.
Did you hear both of them just then?
Yeah, there's like. It's like there's two people in one head over there.
Heh, she gets things quick. I like her. You like her? Well, maybe like is a bit of a stretch. I tolerate her more than you. How about that? It seems more accurate.
Right, well, anyway, back to the fucking murder.
I didn't
The
do it.
fuck? That for once I actually believe, unless you suddenly have the ability to light things on fire with your fucking hands.
I wish.
I'm just gonna start looking around the room for anything, or the car,
The
So
okay.
carriage, whatever.
did she say what happened?
Oh, right.
Yeah, I called this guy out on his bullshit for not taking the for not being at the front of the train car when the shift was supposed to change, and he fucking exploded. Like not like anger exploded, but like combusted into flames exploded.
Ah, I'd hate to get in an argument with her then.
Of which she said it looked like somebody cast flame hands or whatever it was, which she happens to know. So, suspect number one.
I mean, there's a good chance it's not her, but also we can't really take her off the list right now.
Considering that she was the only one in this car with him, can't really say not her right now.
I mean, speaking as devil's advocate here, do you think there's a chance someone could have delayed the effects of a spell?
You're asking the wrong person. I that magic is not my thing.
Hmm.
I think I heard of a spell like that. It would leave glyphs around or something.
Oh well,
Wait,
I've had some experience with some of that, mainly when it comes to locks. Just gonna look around the room for anything that stands out.
You can roll investigation or
uh,
arcana.
listen,
Okay.
uh, what's her name, ma'am?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. My name's Victoria Candlewood, and I'm going
Uh,
to
Miss.
configure ownership.
Well, then, Miss Candlewood, could you do me a favor and look over the body?
Sure. What am I looking for?
Well, you said delayed spells leave glyphs, right?
Yeah, they leave glyphs from, I think, the area where they're cast. I don't know the spell, so I wouldn't be of any
Oh,
help with that.
well, still, we should probably check over the body, see if there's any hints on his person.
Fuck.
All right.
11.
On an 11, you don't see any
You,
glyphs around the room. Yep.
You've read a lot of crime dramas in your time, did you? Amongst other things. Nerd.
I don't see any glyphs on his body or anywhere in the room.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything either. I'm just going to look over the body to see what's up.
Okay. Investigation then.
Yep. Nope, not intimidation. Wow, that's better.
All right.
1 to 2.
You can definitely tell that that this guy was killed with some fire magic of some sort. He appears to be the train conductor. Um, this guy knows a small handful of knows a couple fire spells himself. Uh, mostly uh create bonfire and firebolt, which Victoria is able to explain he uses to heat the boilers uh, in the front of the train. It's how they don't need to have a coal car for this train.
Mm. Is there anybody else on the rotation who would know these magics necessary other than him and you?
No, we were the only ones scheduled for today, which is why I'm super exhausted after using that shit for an hour.
All right.
Hmm. Maybe we
Um,
should check around. You know,
well, yeah, honestly,
interview the other passengers and stuff.
that definitely be a good idea. See if anybody heard anything at all. There are also still some other train cars that we haven't seen yet.
True.
I'm
Something
just
else that you can
gonna.
probably take a look at if you're interested is in the Actors tab. There should be a new folder called Murder on the Owlbear Express that has Victoria in it. You can
Yep.
take a look at her spell book from it. You should be able to see her spell book from in there because I give you limited
Yep.
permissions.
Firebolt, create bonfire, burning hands, and scorching ray. So yeah, it's just all fire magic, which is not a good look for her.
I'm being set up, I swear.
Well, that may be, or actually, now that you say that, is there anybody that you aren't exactly on good terms with other than him?
She thinks back and she says, I know I've got a short temper. She says, honestly, I'm not always the best judge of who can take it and who my words actually get under their skin.
Just be
So a
like
lot of
me
people.
and stop giving a crap.
I don't. I don't normally think about this shit.
So really, you're saying a lot of people potentially.
Well, there's a lot of options.
Well,
Yeah.
that doesn't narrow anything down. All right. I'm gonna look through some of the other friend cars. That's locked.
Okay. Uh, she lets you know this is the caboose. There's not really. I can unlock that for you, but there's not really anything further than this one.
Oh, well then. When you were coming back here, did you see anybody pass by you?
She says, I thought I heard someone when I went into the storage compartment, but by the time that uh, by the time that I got out here to check, I didn't hear anyone but the conductor.
You think you heard someone being like in the storage compartment, outside of it somehow?
Like somewhere towards the back of the storage compartment. The door was only like a fraction closed now that I think about it.
So someone was invisible?
Could be. I don't know about invisible per se, because the door was already half closed when I came in, but that might be something to go on.
All right then.
That's
That's
something, I
interesting.
guess.
It's it's a possibility if anything. Well, guess should talk to some of the other passengers.
I just want to learn how this person did it. Give me some ideas. Ugh. Again with the murdering people. Hey, I only murder people who deserve it. That seems to be a lot of people. It is.
All right then. Uh. Yeah. Fuck it.
Yeah, again, this carriage is like filled with mostly commoners. Uh, this person with the butterfly in her hair sort of
Is the only one that stands out.
yeah. She seems sort of deeply invested in uh studying this specimen she's found.
Hmm. Uh. Yeah. Uh. Excuse me, miss. Apologies for interrupting you.
Oh, my. What did you need? What did you want to know?
We're just wondering if you've seen anything with, uh, or maybe heard anything between the conductors.
She says, I mean, I might have heard one of them coming to the back of the train.
And
They, they seem to
which one
be.
would that be? Red hair or the fiery red hair or some other guy?
I wasn't really paying attention to their appearance, but they seem to be stomping an awful lot.
That'd probably be Victoria. All right. Well, again, sorry for bothering you.
All right.
Just gonna go to some of the other passengers asking
Hey,
asking if
want to see
they've
a dead
seen anything.
body? Dude! Okay, okay, Chief.
Let me know if you have any other questions, especially if they're about bugs.
Will do.
So you talk to the other passengers, and they can confirm that Victoria was seen storming through here. Uh,
Yeah, so
you can
everybody's
also
just gonna
roll.
have the same thing.
Yeah, you can also roll. Uh, you can also roll investigation to maybe learn some additional details.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. 24.
All right. The uh one of the other passengers uh who seems to be somewhat not infatuated, not smitten, but like he's taking sort of interest in this girl here. And he's been watching her for a decent amount of time, and he says, there was a time when uh well, during the time uh when that woman was storming through here, that she seemed so graceful as to not even be moving. I, Out of character, I'm trying to figure out how to word this, but essentially uh he's saying that she wasn't moving at a certain point during the train ride.
When Victoria was storming through.
Yes. But also a little bit before and a little bit after that.
Well, that's not weird at all.
Yeah. Thank you for your information. And just gonna go to the other car. As if Jeremy decides to talk, don't want to do it in front of her. There you go. So, she didn't move while Victoria was coming through, and a little bit before, a little bit after. Probably
Yeah,
s-
that that's kind of odd, don't you
a
think?
little suspect. So she's gonna be this second suspect. Could it have been like some illusory magic that she just decided to do completely randomly?
Hey, I don't really use magic either. Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because Jericho used it sometime. I mean, it's about what would happen. It would just be a still image. I don't want to grill her just yet, but she's a little suspicious right now. And she knows insects.
Well,
Victoria said that there was a spider that she was trying to fucking kill.
well, unless you know anyone else we could talk to, we sorta have to ask her some questions.
Well, there's snob student right in this room right here. But at the same time, I really don't want to talk to him. But
Hmm.
still someone.
Well, I don't really think I don't want to talk to him will cut it in this case.
Yeah, that's fair. Just gonna go right in front and lightly knock on the door.
What is now?
Well, just asking some questions around. Uh, have you been in this room the entire time? Something happened, and just asking around right now.
He says, uh, I thought I heard well, what did happen?
There was a altercation, and just trying to figure out everything.
He takes a look at the fake sheriff's badge that you're wearing as part of the proof of your identity. Uh, and he says, "Oh, my apologies. Allow me to be of more assistance." He says, "I heard a sound. Uh, it sounded like something was landing in between this car and the one to the right." And when I say to the right, when he says to the right, I mean the one in the right of this map.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like to the east. And the car to the east, the the sound sounded like someone was landing on there. Uh, during that time, I quickly peeked into the other train car to check it out, but it seemed like nothing was amiss. So I went back to studying my book.
And what are you studying, just out of curiosity?
He says, I'm trying to relearn some of the spells from my spell book. It was destroyed recently, you see. I'm very torn about it. Years of research just down the drain.
How recent would that be?
Something of a month ago.
I see. All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Anytime,
Sorry to bother.
Sheriff.
Yeah, of course. Sorry to bother you.
And he closes the door gently this time.
Yeah, see what I mean? Didn't wanna.
Well, we got some information out of it, so uh, take your
Yeah,
victory while you can get it.
yeah. So somebody or something jumped down from the top of the train and landed between the cars on the platforms. So invisibility, something like that, is definitely on the table now.
Also, seems like we have another person who is not supposed to be here. Another
Yeah.
being the operative word here.
So, when Victoria was saying that she was going through the storage car, was she saying that the door that was just closing, the one in the storage car, or the next one over to the caboose?
The door that it's the back door of the storage car.
Okay. So the only thing is, why, if someone's invisible, why would they go to the storage car from the caboose if they're going above the other? You know
I
what?
mean, are you asking me here? Because I don't know.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. Should see about some of the other cars if possible. Okay, that is just
So this one doesn't have like an internal uh it doesn't have like a smaller car that can go in it. But
yeah,
basically this is just the engine with the boiler that like connects to the pistons and whatever that just powers the whole thing.
yeah. Okay. So then that is fine. That don't need that. Just trying to think what would uh okay.
Isako opens this
Oop.
door. And she says, you are moving around there an awful lot. Is there something that happened?
Yeah,
And it
there
wasn't me this time.
for one she's right.
Isako claps.
There there's a murder.
Oh, she seems like taken aback, and
Yeah.
she
So
says, "Hmm?"
no, go ahead.
"Oh, she's just gonna ask what happened."
Uh the train conductor, the second one, their body is back in the caboose section, and the other train conductor, the one that just stormed by earlier really angrily, she she found the body. So there's one person that can suspect. Then there's a second person and possibly a third that is on our list. It should be noted that the conductor was killed with fire magic. So,
If magic is involved, then I may be able to help. And
Finally.
she brings out uh her own spell book, and it appears to have a spell in it called Detect Traces. I have this in here because uh I like how the detect magic works in Tyrion Cuthbert a lot more than in 5e. It is more conducive uh to how investigation should work. So let me pull up
I'll be
detect
right
magic from
back.
the Tyrion wiki. Okay.
I'll be right back really quick.
So Phoenix, what did you think of the latest episode of Don Da Don?
Pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. I started out not liking Gigi's K-pop looking ass, but like I think he's kind of goofy and fun now.
Yeah, he is. I'm
I
also
s
a fan of his voice actor.
Oh, what else did he voice?
He's Luke in Street Fighter.
I'm back.
I don't know who that is. All right, we'll talk about more about this later.
Mhm.
Okay, so the text traces is a divination spell. It allows the caster to visually see otherwise invisible magical traces. While concentrating, the caster can see normally invisible magical traces left by magic. Magical traces are created 2 times when a spell is cast. The first is created at a position of the caster when the spell is cast. The second is created when the spell effect resolves or dissipates. The caster can identify the school of magic by color. I will send actually the link here so that you can open that up in another tab and take a look at the colors.
Oh yeah, that's actually really cool.
But essentially, this version of it also allows people who aren't the caster to see it, because that's how it essentially works in the game, even if it's not in the description.
So anybody could cast it?
Uh, no, when Nisako casts it,
Oh,
you guys
okay,
will be
okay.
able to see the traces.
Oh, okay, gotcha, gotcha. Um, all right. So, care to follow us? Let's go.
Reads away.
And away we go.
Woohoo!
Whoop. Oh God, there we go.
I just need to make sure that this is in the correct spot. Yeah, that works. All right. Nisako channels some magic, and then she casts a spell. Pew! Pew! And then there's also one more that I didn't actually make. Let me put it here. Oh. Here, but it's this one's a different color.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well then, got 3 different schools of magic right here. And judging by this one back here, looks like illusory magic was right. Someone made themselves invisible.
Great, just what we needed. An invisible prick.
The only thing is, what is up with the conjuration one? Just there randomly.
Victoria comes over and looks at it and she says, I mean, that's where I was stomping on the spider before it mysteriously disappeared.
And if it was a
The spider.
if it was conjured up, then it would make sense why it just disappeared out of nowhere. If it was, which looking that way, although it is coincidence. Then yeah, okay. Nishiko, would you care to do this a few more times in each of the cars to see if there's any more conjuration or illusion,
Shall
if
say.
it's possible?
All right. She casts it again in here. Nothing. She casts it again in here. And there is one actually. Right underneath this girl.
All right. And just one last area right over here, if you will.
Yeah. Let me just grab a thing because I didn't set this up right before. Bloop.
Oh, well, that's not what I was expecting. I was not expecting it to be conjuration. Huh. Uh, Thank you very much, Nishiko. You can get back to Yuriko. Make sure she's sleeping well.
All right. Let me know if you need my help with any more magical traces.
Will do.
She walks off.
All right, Jeremy. Well, looking like the very studious girl is definitely prime suspect right now.
Hmm. It's always the brainiacs, isn't it? What's that supposed to mean?
What the hell did I do to
You know
her?
what I mean.
What?
Victoria is just like mulling
Oh,
over it herself. What the hell did I do to her?
well, I mean, you said it yourself. You're not exactly bright ray of sunshine around here. But the reason why it's her right now is because there is the illusion. There was traces of illusion right under her, and there was conjuration right outside of it, connecting to the other passenger car. Can you think of anything that you've done to her? Either you've done to her or what he's done to her.
Uh, she she seems to think back for a little bit, but shortly stops herself uh, when she says, "I haven't done anything to her yet, but if she turns about to If she turns out to be the one who fucking framed me, you bet I'm gonna do something to her. Probably not this bad, but fuck, man.
Well, probably best that you don't do anything and just let the law handle it.
She goes and when she you know in cartoons when someone's like pissed off and like steam blows out of their nose?
Yeah.
That's sort of what she's doing, is she goes back and just sits down.
Right, so, Jeremy, what do you think that we should do? How do you think we should handle this?
Well, if you're asking me, he wasn't asking you.
I
Uh,
did specify Jeremy for a reason.
hmm. I honestly don't know. But if you want to do something, good officer, bad officer?
Yeah, that probably work out.
Oh, I call bad officer.
Is it really at all a competition to figure out who's going to be bad?
Besides, you're less bad and more murderous.
Well, let's go and grab her, just talk to her for a little bit in a different car so that the other people don't get riled up. Excuse us, miss. Uh, Care to follow us into the storage car? We just have some questions for you.
She seems somewhat shocked when you ask her this. What's this about?
It's just a couple questions, that's it. We'd rather do it in a different car, not to worry the others.
Roll persuasion.
23.
She takes a look at your demeanor, realizes you seem trustworthy enough, and says, all right, lead the way.
Just through these doors right here. Oh.
Close the doors behind you.
Well, yeah, I'm trying
And
to be
Jeremy
courteous.
blocks the door.
Fair enough, fair enough.
So, first off, what is your name, miss?
She says, my name is Ilya Iloki. I'm an entomologist from Skyria.
Well, pleasure to meet you. Wish it could have been under better circumstances. I'm Asmodai. This is Jeremy.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Asmodai and Jeremy.
So, first thing I want to ask, do you know the conductors of this train at all?
Not very well, I'm afraid. My uncle was the one who was able to get me this ticket, and he knows them better than I do.
Has your uncle ever told you anything about them?
Mm, mostly about how difficult it is to get a ticket to this train. They're very selective, you see. Well, you probably know if you were able to get passage to board here.
Oh yeah, way too familiar. Uh, Um, so earlier you mentioned that if we ever had questions about insects or whatever, we could come ask you about it. Uh,
Absolutely. Did you want to know about uh I wrote it down. Hold up. This one. Here's the other handout. Popped up. Did you want to know about the Pimeria vitalis? That's what these butterflies are called.
Oh, yeah, because we totally came to talk to you about butterflies.
what my partner here is trying to get at is we weren't gonna ask about butterflies, but more particular spiders.
When you say spider, she sort of like not screams, but she squeals a little bit, like in like horror. Uh, she says, "Oh, well, spiders aren't exactly insects, and I they make me a little bit uncomfortable."
That's understandable. But have you ever done any kind of research with them
I would if
at
they
all?
didn't completely freak me out.
Can I just see if she's lying? Just roll to see
Sure.
if she's lying at all.
Okay.
Insight?
Insight.
14.
On a 14, she seems to be telling the truth.
Okay. Um, and just one other question unrelated to the insects is, do you know magic? And if you do, what kind do you know?
She says, "Oh yes, I'm very familiar with, or moderately familiar, I guess, with magic. Uh, in order to do some of the research that I do, I need to know certain spells, you see. You can
Spells
take
such as?
you can take a look at the ones that I know here, and I'm going to configure ownership so that you should be able to now, in just a bit, see her spellbook.
Minor illusion, color spray. Ooh, okay. And invisibility and silence. Okay. When is the last time that you've used any of these spells?
When I was on my last research project, uh, there was a species of beetle that has very keen eyesight, despite being, uh, despite not being a species similar to flies or dragonflies with the compound eyes. I had to use invisibility in order to make sure that they didn't notice me observing them in their natural habitat.
And that was the most recent use of invisibility?
Hmm.
Insight.
All
God,
right.
this is not gonna go well. 20.
She does seem to be hiding something.
Yeah. I'm just gonna give a look over at Jeremy, kind of just say like, "Yeah, she's not really telling the truth right there."
Listen, I think you noticed that I'm a big guy, right?
Yes, you're very scary and imposing.
Mm-hmm. And big guys like me, we don't, well, it's not good when we're set off. Is that logical?
Absolutely. I very much don't want to make an enemy of you.
Okay, well, you want to know one thing that sets me off? People who lie to my face. You wouldn't do that to me, now, would you?
Roll intimidation.
I swear to God, if you do a poor roll, how?
Is
No.
there anything? Is
Here's
there any way I can re-roll?
uh
I don't think that there is anything that you have.
I don't think you have an ability for that. Uh
Crap.
but essentially the result of this roll is that she is going to break down and start crying. There's a little bit of commotion going on in the other car. In the economy car.
Hey, hey, you wanted me to play bad cop, didn't you? This is what you get.
Yeah, well, I wasn't expecting that.
Honestly, you kind of should have.
Yeah, I definitely, yeah. Hmm. Now I'm not sure how to proceed with this. Uh, hmm. Hold on, how'd you pronounce her name again? Ilya?
Yeah, Ilya.
Okay. Look, Ilya, just please just tell the truth. I could see that you weren't exactly telling the truth right there. You have used invisibility recently, more recently than that project that you were just talking about.
All right, I guess this is a persuasion roll here, I guess to console her.
Or fuck.
All right, a 14 is enough.
Oh,
Let me just look up one of my other notes because I did have something here for as soon as you're able to calm her down, she says, "I'm sorry. I did I did cast I did cast invisibility recently. I was I was in this train car and I I was told that there was an item in here one of the other passengers had. It's called the Queen's Amber. It has a certain ancient species of insect that I wanted to study. It was preserved in it. I was thinking if I can cut away the amber, I might be able to revive it somehow."
You wanted to revive a bug. You people are weird.
"I'm sorry, I know that it didn't belong to me."
What of your other spells, like color spray or minor illusion?
In order to steal it, I had to cast minor illusion where I was sitting so that it didn't look suspicious when I got up and left.
And when did you cast it? Was it when Victoria was passing by or before, after?
It was just before. I maybe got a minute in here to search around before she came storming through. Passengers aren't normally supposed to be in here, I don't think.
All right, well, could go ahead, wipe your tears, and be back on your way to your seat.
She nods and then she opens the door and runs off.
Oop. It's not her. It's definitely not her. Yeah, she's got all the spells, but
Shame. I was looking forward to doling out some punishment.
there's one other person still.
Fair. Let's go
Good.
fuck him up.
Should talk to Victoria first so that she doesn't want to stab her.
Ah, you're no fun.
"So, did you give that bitch a stern talking to?"
It's not her.
"What do you mean it's not her?"
She did use minor illusion and invisibility, but it wasn't to get back here. It was to try and steal a bug encased in amber.
Huh, so that's why some of the luggage was loose.
I know, right? A fucking bug.
But there is one other person.
Who?
There's a student right next, not too far from our cabin. Mine and Jeremy's. It's a guy with a owl familiar. Anything about him that you know of?
She thinks back. "I don't know the exact nature of their relationship, but I know that he knows the conductor." His name is Arcos Wynn. He's a student at the Magic Academy in Stratus. He's here because he's on break or something. I didn't really pry too much.
Ah, so an egghead.
I spoke with him not too long ago. He said that he was in his cabin trying to focus on getting his spell book back together because it burnt or whatever few months back.
Well, look at me. I didn't do it.
I I can understand that, but if the conductor, if this guy knew him, any chance that there's a link right there? Be motive.
So you're thinking the conductor broke his spell book?
It's a possibility.
You know, with how much of a klutz he can be sometimes, I don't put it past him.
And does he have any type of relation to you to know to frame you?
That snobby kid? No. I only hear about him from the conductor. Unless the conductor talks to him about me, which I doubt.
All right. Well, gonna talk to him a bit now. Not looking forward to that one. Alright, so now Snob.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Knock on the door again.
Yeah, he opens it. Oh, Sheriff. I assume you have more questions?
I do. Uh, First off, are you familiar with the conductor of the train?
He
Either
says,
of them?
well, yes, we're acquainted.
Acquainted in what way?
Acquainted as in, we used to talk more a while ago.
Used to. Something happened?
He says, don't get me wrong, it's not from any sort of malice. I've just been too busy with my studies, and he's been pursuing his steam locomotive project.
I'm gonna
This
do
is
it.
the first of its, this is essentially the first mechanism of its kind.
I was gonna say I was gonna do an insight, but I don't think that there's anything there. So in a sense, he got more invested in his work and kind of burnt bridges to get here.
You could say that.
So, as I recall from earlier, you were saying that you were trying to put your spell book back together because last one got destroyed. Do you recall what spells you have? What spells you know of? Off the top of your head.
He says, I should be just about done with the ones that I have. Uh, I should be just about done with the ones that I use frequently. If you'd like to take a look, be sure not to damage any of the pages. Wear gloves and the like. And
I wouldn't even think of damaging it. Um, okay. Misty Step, Dragon's Breath, Tact, Find Familiar. The fuck is Vortex Warp? Okay, whatever. Okay, yep. So he's got means to do it. Uh, oh god, I'm. I'm blanking on what to ask now. Fuck.
this is the most comprehensive spellbook so far.
Yeah. Is just looking off of it, Misty Step and Dragon's Breath. I mean, those ones are pretty fucking obvious. Why is
So this
Dragon's Breath
dragon's
touch? Okay.
What were you saying, Phoenix?
never mind.
Summon Fae.
What kind of phase can he summon?
Creature resembles a Fae creature of your choice. Creature disappears when it drops to 0. The creature is an ally, and your companions in combat. The creature shares your initiative. I mean, it is. Obviously, with Misty Step and Dragon's Breath, then that's a way to get to the cart and kill. The summon Fae part, I mean, it just disappears when it drops to 0, so could it just be the spider? She
I
did step
mean,
on it and then it disappeared.
who's to say what the Fae would look like?
Especially since I don't know what Fae creatures are generally gonna look like.
Hey, Egghead,
He seems to be
do you know
ignoring.
anything?
He seems to be ignoring you when you refer to him by that name.
Tell me, do you have any knowledge about fey creatures?
He says,
You know what? You're the people pleaser. You talk to him.
I know enough to cast summon Fey. I can't say I'm an
Ah, well.
I can't say I'm an expert on the topic, but I could probably
So you
identify.
have
Hmm.
you have some familiarity with fey creatures. Any that are more spider-like?
Let me double check the bestiary. I mean, no, the closest form of Fey to a spider that I could assume is probably something like a pixie, which is already so far removed from spiders that I wouldn't dream of making the comparison,
Right.
were it not for the fact that they have wings that, or pixies have wings that share characteristics with a far related ancestor of spiders.
Could they be mistaken for spiders at like first glance?
I mean, a pixie looks like a small humanoid with dragonfly wings. I don't know how much less spider-like aside from the size you can get.
Well, the size might be enough just at a glance. But have
Still
you
grasping at straws.
Oh yeah. Have you at all used some of these spells while you were in your cabin right here?
Let me just take a look.
Especially since the summon Fae is fucking 90 feet. Like, goddamn. I think that's...
He says,
No, that's not far enough.
No, I can't say I have.
Insight.
Sure.
21.
He has not cast any spells like this inside the cabin.
Hmm. Well, are you saying, like, summon Fae? Like, are you still locked in on that? Because I'm just saying in general.
No, he's saying he hasn't cast any of these spells in here.
Okay.
It's very tight quarters, and you wouldn't want the side effects of certain magics to go awry.
Okay, so can't use trace magic or whatever it was. Because he is telling the truth, at least as far as I can see, with a 21. So... Hmm. Yeah, and he's like the only one that is so far removed from everybody else. Hmm.
Hold on one sec.
Yep.
I might be a little bit. My grandmother fell.
Oh. All right.
I will put us on the BRB screen.
Yep. Wait, it was before. So
All right, I'm back.
I'm just thinking back now, because if Ilya went into the storage car to steal from somebody before Victoria uh, found the body, before she started storming over, and Ilya does have color spray. Now I'm thinking that maybe the conductor saw something. Oh God. So I feel like with Arcos, it's just brick wall right now.
The brickiest of walls.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay. Just not that I don't trust you and your word right now, but I just do want to check one thing real quick. I'll be right back in 2 seconds. Nisiko!
Yeah. She goes back and she casts magical traces again, and he seems to be telling the truth about not casting anything in here.
Okay,
There's no magical traces aside from just like the scripts in his spell book.
right, okay. Yeah, so maybe he didn't do it.
Oh, we are just batting 1,000, aren't we?
Well, it's not like there's many people who could have done it. There's not that many magic users on here. Uh, Apologies for using up your time.
He puts out his hand to sort of gesture to ask for his spell book back.
Oh, of course. Right, here you go.
You'll still be able to access the
Yeah,
knowledge in there, just because you've looked at it before, so figured you were taking notes.
yes.
Or I figure Asmodee's probably taking notes.
Oh, yeah. As much as I can. Which isn't a lot, now that I'm looking at. But I'm remembering a lot of it. Uh, okay. Nisiko, can you just do the trace magic thing on this car a bit more? I feel like hitting a brick wall right now. Need something.
Sure thing. And she casts it. She doesn't go into this room, but there's nothing. I'll tell you out of game that there's nothing in there of importance. Uh, she casts it here. And trying to decide whether I want to add this. No, I think that would be too much of a red herring. We're already kind of stuck. Uh, she casts it in here, and you can tell that there's some. I didn't set this up, but you can tell that there's some conjuration magic on the uh, sort of supplying the fuel for the fire, and then there's evocation magic uh, that's like starting the fire under the boiler in order to
Right.
heat it up. The train seems to be still going full steam ahead.
Okay. So there's so that's just normal operation. So oh god, okay. Man, I am way too fucking stupid. uh fuck.
Roll
Okay.
investigation as well when you get into this car actually at the front.
All right. Invest. There it is. 21.
Nice. All right. Something you notice there is that there appears to be there's some dust and like dirt and stuff on the floor, but there appears to be a circle where something was in the past. Um, it seems like this. It seems like there was something sort of cylindrical, probably standing up here, but it is no longer.
Okay. So when we boarded the train, did I see anything there, or did we get in from the economy side?
Um, I don't think you would have seen what it was when you got on the train.
Okay. But was there something there?
You can assume that there was something there at some point. If you talk to Victoria, she might be able to confirm.
Okay. Doing that. Oh, fuck. Eh.
Zoom.
Up here. There.
So did you talk to him? Did he do it?
Dead end. Dead end.
Shit.
But yeah. Real fun stuff. But towards the front of that passenger car, there's a spot where there's something missing, something round, cylindrical maybe. Anything like that? Ring a bell?
She takes a moment to think and she says, I think the conductor got this brazier that he was using. It's why he smells like cigarettes, because he uses that thing as a fucking ashtray. I can't stand the smell of the things.
Right. Well, it's missing. So
What the fuck? The
that's
conductor treated that like it was his fucking child or something. You know, a
did he
child that you throw cigarettes at.
did he take it with him, or was it just there?
Nah, even when he comes back here, he doesn't usually move it.
Well then. Uh God, you want to know what the worst part is?
Hmm.
I do think I know what it is out of character, just because I did I saw fucking you move Ilya behind me, and it's just like, God damn it, I can't use that information. I'll be right back.
All right. Phoenix is still awake.
Yep.
What do you think happened? You played Ace Attorney before, right?
Yeah, but Honestly, I'm clueless.
No, nice clueless. Sorry, bad joke.
Yeah, don't get smart with me. You're not good at it.
I'm back. God damn it. Alright. So, mm, uh,
So what do you mean you're at a dead end with him?
it just everything that at least to my knowledge, everything that I asked him, he looked like he was telling the truth. So I don't think that there's much to go there unless I just haven't asked the right question. But then when it came to Ilya, she just admitted to trying to steal. So I don't really know how to go from there.
Hmm. If it seems like he's telling the truth, then maybe he is telling the truth about what he's saying, but he could be omitting something else.
So, lying by absent. What? I know some stuff.
Right. Because he does have the spells to be able to do that type of stuff. So does Ilya. But all the illusory magic, that's just Ilya sneaking around trying to steal what that amber thing. His magic, he knows he knows Dragon's Breath, Misty Step, Summon Fae, and even when I was trying to ask about anything spider-like, because you said you saw a spider, the only thing that he could come up with was a fairy, and even then he was pretty confused by that.
Well, what I saw definitely was not a fairy.
Yeah, I could imagine as much.
I would have been fucking freaked out as I was if it wasn't. If it was. What I saw was definitely a spider.
How do familiars work? Like, is it just one type of animal that they show up as? Or is it like they can change appearance?
Let's throw this in chat. You gain the service of a familiar, a spirit that takes an a spirit that takes an animal form you choose: bat, cat, crab, whatever. Appearing in an unoccupied space within range. The familiar has the statistics of your chosen form, though it is celestial, fey, or fiend, your choice, instead of a beast. Your familiar acts independently of you, but always obeys your commands. In combat, it rolls to its own initiative and can act. Sorry, and acts on its own turn. A familiar can't attack, but it can take other actions as normal. When the familiar drops to 0 hit points, it disappears, leaving behind no physical form. It reappears after you cast the spell again. While your familiar
So
is
Yeah, so that part, the drop to 0, it disappears, but also that it can be the form of a spider.
but isn't the
And
spider a beast?
well, it says it can take a form of a spider in the actual description. So
yeah, so the spell you guys were talking about before was Summon Fey.
yeah, which is very hyper specific. But the familiar can be multiple different things, and you can communicate with it within 100 feet. Uh, during the time you're deaf and blind to your own senses, with regard to your own senses. So for
So to
it,
answer your question, you can't have more than one familiar at a time. If you cast the spell while you already have a familiar, you instead cause it to adopt a new form. Choose one of the forms from the above list. Your familiar transforms into the chosen creature.
yeah. Okay. So it might actually be him, just because it can be a spider, and you said it disappeared as soon as you tried stomping on it. Still have motive. Definitely has means now. How long has the conductor had the smoking thing?
The Brazier, he's had it
Yes.
for at least 3 months now. So the thing smells rancid. I won't let it back here.
And uh Arcos, he said that his book was broken a couple months back, right?
Out of character? Yes, a month ago.
Yeah, so he would probably know about that if they were pretty close, at least better speaking terms. Okay, yeah, so probably definitely him. But the familiar is 100 feet, which is just barely into the second train car. All right. Oop, wrong thing. And right there. Ilya, do you
Hello,
at
Mr.
all,
Sheriff.
hello? Do you at all recall seeing someone from the other train car coming in here and just kind of zoning out for a little while?
She thinks, well, I can never tell what your big friend is thinking. Uh,
Besides me.
but there was that white-haired student.
He just
I was worried
came in here.
yeah, I think he might have come in here following me
Why would he have
after,
been following you?
after, you know, I was on top of the train.
Right. Did he come in for a small period of time and just kind of just zoned out for a little while and just stood there.
I don't know if he's zoned out so much as he was still walking, but looking as if he was about to fall.
All right. Thank you. Okay. So now I'm thinking that he sent his familiar and tried talking with it so that, or do whatever, something. It acts independently but obeys the command. And it can't attack. All right. Just has to be like the right question almost.
Oh, Sheriff, you're back. How goes the
Yeah.
investigation?
Well, it's a bit muddied right now. Say, with the conductor, are you at all familiar with any possessions of his that he really cared about,
Aside from this train?
aside from the train?
He says, he did have this brass brazier. Though. I haven't seen it in a decent amount of time.
Okay, so yeah, he just admitted to knowing about it. Okay.
Uh,
It's a rather odd question, don't you
Jeremy
think?
is
I assume
going
you've
to
become one of the
approach
suspects.
him and start sniffing him.
Can Jeremy smell?
He does smell.
Okay, roll perception, I guess.
Yeah,
And
because
in case you're wondering, he smells awful.
yeah, yeah, probably would smell the smoke on him if at all. -17.
On a 17, you do smell some smoke on him.
Hmm. Hey, is that some new cologne?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, it's gotten real eau de tobacco feel to it.
He pulls out a box of cigarettes. He says, "Do you smoke?"
Does it look like I smoke?
He puts the box back and he takes out a small, I guess they'd have a match or a lighter or something. Probably like a mechanized lighter. It looks like it's from Emerald. Uh, and he lights it and he says, "Suit yourself."
You know what? Fuck it. Did you fucking kill the conductor? Because yes, we do fucking suspect you.
Interesting. And what
You
grounds do
got
you
the
have
means, you
to...
got the motive, you got the means, you got the motive, and you just so happen to know about his fucking beloved Brazier. So yes,
Well, then tell
did you
me.
kill him?
Well, then tell me, if I am this murderer, how did I do it?
Well, considering that you know Dragon's Breath and he was oh, and I actually gotta pull up his thing. There it is. Well, considering you know Dragon's Breath and he was burnt. Oh, you also know Misty Step, and when we're asking about Faye, I I did overlook the fact that you have a familiar who can take which can take the form of a spider, which just so happened to completely disappear as soon as it got stepped on. So yes, you're suspect.
I'm not privy to most of the details of this investigation. Why don't you take it through the play-by-play of what exactly I did?
All right, fine. You sent your familiar in trying to figure out where the conductor went, or just to be sure that he was actually there. Then you fucking Misty stepped over, did whatever. Then once you were in there, you burnt him. Done. Misty stepped back out, left your familiar for whatever reason.
You misunderstand. Dio here is my familiar. And he gestures to this owl that's been perched on his shoulder the whole time.
Yeah, which you can have it take a different form of a spider.
He says,
Yeah, things aren't necessarily looking good for you, champ.
Everything is
okay,
stacked up against you right now.
so say I had my familiar take the form of a spider. You said it was stepped on?
Correct.
The spell takes another 10 minutes to cast.
Of which you had plenty of time because we didn't go to you right away. In fact, we don't even know if the body was actually was there just yet.
You don't know if the body was where just yet?
I'm tired, dude. Out of character, I'm tired.
Fair enough, fair enough.
There definitely could have been enough time for you to reconjure up your familiar.
Except for the fact that I would need that brassiere, which is absent.
Yeah,
I'm
of
also
course, which you
wondering,
also know about.
you've been checking for magical traces.
Yeah, interesting how you know that.
The girl literally explained it to you as she was walking by my door.
Yeah,
It's got a point.
So let me get this straight. I had my familiar go and scout out where where the conductor was in the back in the caboose. From
who said
there,
anything about the caboose? I never mentioned the caboose.
you said he was in the back of the train, did you not?
I never said that. I just said he was there. I didn't say the caboose in particular could have been storage.
Some of my cargo contains certain, let's say, volatile chemicals that if some fire magic were to take place, such as Dragon's Breath, there would certainly become a light, and the entire train would know about it. I sincerely doubt it was in storage. Additionally, I know that the train staff will take their breaks in the caboose, because why would the conductor be sitting around in the storage room of all places?
When you say it like that, our hatted friend here does seem like a real idiot.
Fuck you.
No, my cargo is rather easy to overlook. It probably doesn't look flammable. Meanwhile, I haven't heard you make any deductions, smart guy.
You really think I'm the deducing type?
I'm going to refuse to answer that question.
Nah. I get it. I'm the dumb muscle. I'm proud of it.
All right, let's take it from the top. So, say I controlled my familiar to go and scat out the back of the cabin. I misty stepped somewhere, and at some point, I would have had to have magical traces of conjuration where I cast the spell and where I landed.
Where he landed. Well, God damn it! Now I'm trying to. God damn it! Now I'm doubting everything. Because there's the one conjuration at the entrance to the passenger car. Then there's the other one right where the spider was.
Mhm.
And then that's also like fucking 200 feet apart and could go over the top. But yeah, there is two conjuration detected. At least there's two. I am way too tired for detective shit. And dumb. Like, gosh, shit. God, fuck, dude.
I'm wondering, do we want to pick this up at some other time?
Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
All right. And then Clover might be able to play a character, depending on when we do this. You guys free on one of the other stream days, like Thursday?
Well, I'm home for break, so yeah.
All right. We'll ask
Hmm.
Clover if we can hijack her Thursday stream as well then.
Well,
Okay.
you got an answer from me. You didn't get an answer from Phoenix.
Didn't hold on. Did you say
I
something?
mean, you may have to do it at like 2:30 or 3, but otherwise, yeah.
Okay, so it'll be a bit of a later start.
Yeah.
I will say that a lot of this will just be like piecing together the clues that you've found uh in this investigation.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Y'all are in the home stretch.
We may need to have like a pin board or something.
Hell yeah. All right. Let's go to the end screen. Next stream. I'm assuming it'll be
Next
Thursday.
stream, next stream, we don't act like such dumbasses.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
No promises.
And next time maybe I'm better at giving hints when there's certain things that are stuck. Certain pieces, certain gears. Anyway, that's all from us for today. See y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.